Okay, so again, in this session, I'm gonna talk about section 2.7, state variable model, that we are actually at the end of the topic 2 lah, the end of topic 2, which is mathematical modeling. So this is the end part of mathematical modeling, which is 2.7. I'm going to talk about state variable model. So for the state variable model, it's not much. What I'm going to do today is, the first one is state variable. So what is state variable? This is the first thing I'm going to talk about. And then the other thing is state differential equation. State differential equation. So we should know about the first one first, which is what is the state variable, then proceed to the state differential equation. Okay. So for the state variable model, we start with state differential equation. State variable. So what is the state variable? As you can see here, I just pick up this from Ogata. Okay, the state variable means the state variable of a dynamic system are the variables making up the smallest set of variables. Okay, saya kena annotate ni. The state variable of a dynamic system are the variables making up the smallest set of variables. Smallest set of variables that determine the state of the dynamic system. Smallest set of variable, maksudnya kita ada banyak variable, kita reducekan kepada smallest set. One small set of variable that describe the dynamic system. Okay, dynamics of the system. If at least n variable, x1, x2, x3, x4, so and so forth until xn. Let's say kita ada n variable of x, okay? Maknanya x1, x2 until xn. This variable need to completely describe the behavior of the dynamic system, so that once the input is given for t over t naught, t is maknanya t selain daripada t naught lah. T naught is initial t, okay? For t greater than or equal to t naught, and the initial state at t equals to t naught is specified, the future state of the system is completely determined. Then such a variable as a set of state variable. Faham tak? What is the state variable? Alamak, nak annotate dulu. Annotate dulu. Okay, baru bergerak. Okay, itu adalah state variable. State variable. Nanti saya tunjuk contoh. State variable, let's say we need the variable of x. State variable. Where is it defined by state variable? It is a smallest set of variables that determine the state of the dynamic system. That determine the state, keadaan, the condition of the dynamic system. Dengan syarat, if at least n variables of x are needed to completely describe the behavior of dynamic system. Let's say X ini kita gunakan untuk describe the behavior of the dynamic system. Start from X1, X2, X3, till Xn. So for n variable of X, so that once that the input is given for t greater or equal to t naught, and the initial state at t equals to t naught is specified. Let's say we specify initial condition of t equals to t naught. Okay, so x1, x2, x3 ini actually as a function of t, ya. X1 is a function of t, so and so on, right? So let's say we specify t equals to t naught as the initial condition. This is initial condition. Initial condition, t equals t naught. The rest, when t is greater than t naught, when t is greater than t naught, so that when t is greater than t naught, we can predict, we can determine the future state. We can determine the future state. F equals to kx. So if I have a spring attached to a mass m, the mass m, I stretch it, tarik, dan lepaskan. Ini adalah x kan? Sekarang x. So dia akan bergerak which is we call that is the dynamics of the spring mass system. Spring mass system like this. On the x-axis, okay, we can use the Hooke's law, F equals to kx. F equals to kx, okay. So state variable ni adalah x, x. Katalah x time t equals to 0, t naught to equals to 0. So k ni sebenarnya constant lah. K constant kita tahulah. K constant kita tahu. So at t0, state variable ni maksudnya kita boleh tahu the behavior of the system. We can determine the behavior of the system. The future. Saya macam faham. Saya kena bagi contoh lagi. Future of the system. Saya nak pergi kepada yang ni dulu. State vector. Kita establish dia punya definition dulu. State variable, dalam kes ni state variable adalah variable x dengan input and output. Yang ni pun state variable lah. Yang ni adalah state variable x. F juga adalah state variable. Okay, input and output. State vector, if n state variable are needed to completely describe the behavior of a given system, then these n state variables can be considered the n components of a vector. Kita sebenarnya boleh susun lah maksudnya. X itu sebagai vektor lah. X1, X2 sampailah Xn macam ni. Okay. So n state variable can be considered as n components of a vector X. So ada n semua sekali ya. Ada n semua sekali. So this is n component of vector X. Itu maksudnya state vector. Daripada state variable, we can develop a state vector. We can just write it as a state vector like this. So this is the state vector from the state variable X. So this is a state vector from the n component of vector X. N component of the vector X. Dah tulis kat sini. N component of vector X. Itu yang dimaksudkan dengan state vector. So ada lagi such as it is called a state vector. A state vector is just a vector that determines uniquely the system states xt for any time t equals to or greater than t naught once the state at t equals t naught is given. Maksudnya kat sini, the condition is we must set t equals t naught as initial condition. We must set the initial condition. And then that variables are considered as the state variables. For any time t is, ni ada tulis, t is greater than t naught. Kalau t naught tu katalah 0, for t equals 1 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5, 6, so and so on. So we call it as the state variable and the state vector. State space. State space is referred to n-dimensional space. Okay, whose coordinate axis consists of the x1 axis, x2 axis until xn axis, where x1, x2, and xn are state variables. It's called state space. Okay. x1 vector, x2, x3. Dia sebenarnya matrix dia macam IJ ni. Tak payah nak tunjuk kat sini. Saya kena pergi kepada, kalau state space ini n-dimensional system lah. N-dimensional space. N-dimensional space whose coordinate axis consists of the x1 axis, x2 axis, and so forth until xn axis, where x1, x2, and xn are the state variable. Okay, that is the state space. So dalam satu ni ada koordinat x1, x2, xn, sjn for example. Yang ni semua dalam ni kita panggil state space lah. Susah sikit matematik Okey. Saya nak pergi kepada contoh lah senang Okay. So basically what is state variable? It is secara ringkasnya, it is a physical system. It is a physical system that is described by nth order ordinary differential equation. Nth order ordinary differential equation. That is, we can group it together. We can group it together. Can group it together in the form of first order ODE. Now remember, first order ODE. Katalah d square y dt. Ini second order ODE. This one is third order ODE. Yang ni nth order ODE. Nth order. So we don't want that nth order. In state space, what we consider as the state variable is we group this n order variable to only the first order ODE. First order maksudnya dy dt sahaja. Okay, this is the first order lah. Nanti saya tunjuk contoh lah, lebih senang lah. So we group it together to the first order ODE. In a compact matrix form. So when we talk about matrix space lah. Okay, matrix space. So this is what we call as the state variable model. Itu yang dimaksudkan state variable model. So differential equation, remember, when I write dy over dt, that means I can also write it as y dot. Okay. Similarly, for x also, we can write it as x dot. If x equation is the second derivative, of x, we should write it like this. X double dot. Dot notation or dot convention. Dot notation lah in this case. Okay. So remember this. This dot notation. So why we use this, the first state? Let's say why we use state variable model. Maksudnya kita groupkan kepada first order ODE. Kenapa kita buat macam tu? Kenapa kita buat macam tu? Untuk modeling the physical system daripada n order differential equation, kita reducekan kepada first order differential equation, buat dalam bentuk matrix. Kenapa kita buat macam tu? Because when we deal with the first order differential equation in the form of state variable ini, kita boleh buat modeling terus dalam komputer. Okay? Kalau buka MATLAB, kita boleh buat terus modeling. So, dalam computer coding, kan, computer coding itu, it is readily to be used in the computer analysis. Okay? So, this sort of system, it is convenient because x dot, the first derivative of x, which is we consider it as the state variable tadi, x dot model, for example, readily available. to be used, readily to be used actually, readily to be used by computer analysis. Saya nak bagi satu analogi. Analoginya, katalah awak buat programming. Programming kan? Bahasa programming yang kita gunakan, bahasa programming C, C++, kan? C++. So, bahasa programming tu kita guna untuk kita programkan dalam komputer, okey? Programkan dalam komputer untuk kita buat apa-apalah, buat model ke apa, buat algoritma kan. Kita menggunakan programming language lah, Python, C, C++, Fortran, Pascal, macam-macam programming language lah ada. Itu interface antara kita manusia dengan komputer. Kita manusia dengan komputer. Tapi untuk komputer tu bekerja, kita kena buat apa? Programming tu. Kita kena compile kan? Compile. Kita kena compile kepada binary number. Binary tahu binary? 100101010110 tu kan? Sebab dalam IC komputer, yang komputer boleh baca bukan C programming, bukan Fortran programming, bukan apa-apa sahaja programming language. Tapi komputer boleh baca dalam bentuk digital sahaja. 10101001. Okey? Digital saja komputer boleh baca. So kita compile supaya komputer tu dapat baca yang dia punya language lah. Okey? Sama maksud dengan sini, bila kita buat model dalam bentuk state space, kita boleh direct deal with the software like MATLAB for example. Kita boleh terus analisis lah, buat analisis modeling itu apabila kita menggunakan state variable. Okey? So, walaupun pada asalnya kita dapat dalam bentuk ni, n order differential equation, kalau kita terus input dalam komputer, kita tak boleh buat analisis. Untuk n order differential equation, let's say we have a model, but in the form of n order differential equation, then we compute it using in the computer, so we cannot do further analysis lah. Kita kena reassemble this equation, this model, to a more to the form that which is readily available for the computer to read. Okay, for the computer to do analysis, which is we group it together as the first order differential equation daripada n order kepada first order, and then we change it in the form of matrix. Kan? Kalau MATLAB, buka MATLAB, awak ada pendedahan rasanya MATLAB kan? Dalam kursus Simulink ke? Saya rasa ada kan? Patut dapat pendedahan tu, MATLAB. Kursus ni mungkin saya akan dedahkan dengan MATLAB juga. Tapi saya tak plan lagi macam mana sebab this is the first ialah kursus pertama kali dia ajar. So dalam MATLAB itu basically you deal with numbers menggunakan vektor kan, menggunakan matrix, vektor dan matrix kan, skala kan. So kita deal with the variable dalam MATLAB itu menggunakan variable macam tu. So dalam MATLAB modeling, kita nak computekan model kita tu menggunakan komputer. Contohnya kita nak guna software MATLAB. Then we will need to deal with this sort of state variable modeling. Okay, itu maksudnya. So maksudnya kat sini, katalah in the future siapa-siapa nak sambung PhD, nak buat modeling, control system apa semua tu, antara benda yang paling berguna lah untuk buat modeling, untuk study, buat analisis, buat control system, like kalau buka journal apa semua, wind energy ke, wave energy ke, solar ke apa semua kan. Bab control system tu, kalau buka journal tu, dia akan cerita berkenaan dengan state space modeling. State space modeling. Sebab dia implement state space modeling itu untuk design the control system of that particular of like wind energy conversion, solar PV conversion, so yang kita belajar hari ni just a simple system, iaitu apa yang akan saya pergi seterusnya lah. Apa yang saya akan pergi seterusnya berkenaan dengan dynamic system ini, which is I'm going to talk about the state differential equation lah. Lepas ni saya akan terus pergi kepada state differential equation. Okay. So I would like to start with this figure. As you can see here, we have a dynamic system with state X. Katalah kita ada satu dynamic system with state X. And then it is subject to the input of U. Okay. And then initial conditions. Disturbance, for example. Ataupun this is the initial condition lah. Initial condition means that normally what we do for the initial condition is we assume that during the initial condition, let's say in the form of movement, for example, semasa initial condition, semasa T0, let's say F equals to MA kan, F is equals to MA, this is the object with M, object with M, saya nak kenakan daya force, saya nak kenakan daya force, F equals to MA kan. Dalam fizik, F equals to MA. This force, masa ni kita tak kenakan daya lagi. Betul tak? Bila kita kenakan daya, baru dia bergerak. When we give this force, for this particular mass M, it will move. Right? So, that initial condition at time 0, let's say, sebelum start, just before we start tu, kita assume that that is the initial condition. Which is, at that time, at time 0, F is 0. F is 0. Okay. So, let's say for this particular, let's say, yang contoh tadi, F equals to MA kan. MA, MX double dot. Betul tak? MX double dot. Let's say at time 0, at the initial condition, acceleration, no acceleration. So X T equals to 0 is 0. So meaning that the force also, we substitute this, meaning that the force also 0. That is during the initial condition. So that is during the initial condition lah. So X0 is initial condition that will give the output Y. Y is a function of T. So we deal with this system, the dynamic system. Dynamic system state. We have the dynamic system state with the initial condition of X0. This is initial condition and input UT and also output YT. Okay, we have this sort of system. Maaf, dia, dia, okay. Okay, sekejap. So we have this sort of system. Rotate. So this is what we call as general representation of dynamic system. So this is the general representation of dynamic system. So this sort of system we have found for different system in our past lectures and discussions. We have found electrical system, mechanical system, spring mass damper system. So let's have a check. One example, okay? One example that we can derive the state differential equation. Yeah? One example that we can use that example to derive the state differential equation, which is the first example is I'm going to consider the spring mass damper system. I'm going to consider the spring mass damper system. So for this spring mass damper system, let's consider the state variable of spring mass damper system as x1, x2. Okay, for the spring mass damper system, remember in the spring mass damper system, it involved the second order differential equation. Yeah? Second order differential equation. So let's say we consider the state variable of that spring mass damper system as x1 and x2, which is in this case let's say x1 at time t as function of t is equals to yt, okay? And then x2 is a function of t equals to first derivative of y. All right? So from this definition, the first one, xt itu, if I take the first derivative of xt, which is dx dt, okay, dx1 lah, dx1 lah. If I take the first derivative of x1t, let's say this one is x2. Kenapa x2? Ya, saya buat balik lah ni. Saya letak bawah tu yang tu. Daripada sini x1t equals to yt. If I take the first derivative of x1t, which is this is dx1t dt equals to the first derivative of yt lah, dt yt. So the first derivative of yt ni saya dah define kat sini. The first derivative of yt is actually x2t. Okay, is actually x2t. So similarly, samalah dengan yang bawah ni. Meaning that dx1 dt adalah x2 lah. Daripada sini ya. X2. So for this one also, let's say if I take derivative of x2, let's say if I take the derivative of x2, it becomes the second derivative of y. Betul? Okay. So kita main dulu dengan dia punya state variable. We define that the state variable for this spring mass damper system is like that. So what about the spring mass damper system equation? Remember, we have always used this from one section to another section to another section. We need to be familiar with this example, example-based example to understand one section to another section. We keep continue rewrite this equation, which is the spring mass damper system. Spring mass damper system differential equation that relates the md squared y dt square plus b dy dt plus springs constant k tu equals to input ut. Okay, so this is the differential equation of the spring mass damper system. Let's say if I can redraw this spring mass damper system, it should looks like this. I redraw the different example here. Drawing yang sebelum ni lain sikit kan. Let's say this is the spring mass damper system. The same thing actually. We have a yt variable and then ut variable. Okay. Input the force because of the gravity that gravity of that mass m. Okay, dia akan bergerak displacement yt, that is the output yt, and it has some friction sepanjang wall ni, friction B. Okay, B is wall friction. K is the spring constant. So what we are going to do for this particular system, dengar tak? Orang tengah bekerja kat sebelah, dengar tak? Tak tahu lah kalau mic ni boleh tapis. Saya punya suara, hilangkan noise belakang tu. Korang dengar tak ada orang buat kerja sebelah?
Tak dengar bang.
Dengar? Tak dengar.
Tak dengar.
So okey lah. Saya punya suara ni boleh ditapis dengan baik lah oleh mic ni ya. Alright. Good. Tak dengar. Okey. So okey, tak apalah. Saya je terganggu sikit lah sebab saya yang dengar. Awak tak dengar tak apa. Dengar suara saya je. Kamera ni tapis noise tu So for this particular case, you can clear see dia tengah drilling. For this case, okay, see, this is the second order derivative, right? This is the first order derivative. Okay, like in the definition of the state variable, okay, what we do is we need to reduce this to first order. Kita nak reduce this term to first order derivative. That is why we do the definition of, we define x1 equals to yt, x2 equals to dy dt ni, supaya kita boleh reducekan equation ni kepada equation yang single derivative ataupun dy dt saja. Okay? So, we substitute x tadi saya guna warna putih. We substitute x1, x2 tadi, so that the equation of a spring mass damper system, maksudnya yang ni lah, the equation of the spring mass damper system becomes hanya tinggal adalah first order derivative saja. Okay. So, kita substitute lah daripada equation tadi. Nak substitute, kita kena check balik dy square dt square ini kita ganti dengan yang ni dy square dt square kita ganti dengan dx2 dt. Jadi first derivative. Okay. So, dia akan jadi m dx2 dt pada yang tadi yang ni dx2 dt tu actually d square y dt square Jadi first derivative dah kat situ plus b dy dt. So dy dt adalah x2. Okay. dy dt adalah x2. Semua kita ganti dalam bentuk x. x2 plus k y adalah x1 y adalah x1. K x1. Okay. Equals to ut. So kita dah dapat dalam bentuk tu. Saya tulis sikit Therefore we can write the equation that describe the behavior of the spring mass damper system as a set of two first order differential equation. The first one is the equation that relates the yang definition tadi. Yang ni. dx1 dt x2. Kita tulis satu-satu. Kita buat, sebab dia nak tunjuk sebenarnya, kita boleh jadikan dalam bentuk matrix. Kita boleh jadikan dalam bentuk matrix. Barulah dia jadi state differential equation dalam bentuk matrix form. N-dimensional system, two-dimensional system kat sini. Alright. So, I write down first, yang ni dx1 dt sebelah sini. Yang satu lagi dx2 dt. So, kita ada derivative of x1, first derivative of x2, which is the rate of change. Kat sini, masukkan sini. So, dx1 dt is x2. dx2 dt is daripada sinilah. dx2 dt, we can derive it from here. Kita boleh derivekan kat sini. Kita tinggalkan dx2 dt sebelah kiri dan kita dapatkan dalam bentuk sebelah kanan. Okay. So, saya ringkaskan terus kat sini. Dia akan jadi negative b over m x2 minus k over m x1 plus 1 over m u. Okay. Tahu tak? Daripada sini saya nak dapatkan dx2 dt saja dan hantar semua ke sebelah sana, dia akan jadi macam ni. So, this one is from here to here. So, nampak tak dalam susunan ni, the rate of change of x1, the rate of change of x2, okay, equals to sebelah kanan, x2 sebenarnya ada lagi ni. Sebenarnya ada lagi tambah 0x1 tambah 0u. Okay. So, x2 ni sama dengan bawah. X2 ini sama dengan bawah. x1 ini sama dengan bawah u. So, nampak kat dalam bentuk matrix, kita boleh susun macam ni. Dalam bentuk matrix, kita boleh susun x1, x2, dot. Macam tu. Dalam bentuk matrix. Pas, iaitu yang ni 1 negative b over m, 0 negative k over m. X. X ni untuk n dimension. Maksudnya x1, x2. Okay. Plus. Boleh kat bawah sikit. 0, u. Alah, tak muat. 0, u sebenarnya yang ada kat situ. Okay. So, kalau ni terbalik ni sebenarnya ni. Terbalik ni. Sebenarnya x1 dululah, baru x2. Sebenarnya macam ni dia start dengan x1. So, let's say this is 0x1 plus x2 kat situ. Yang ni pun dia tukar kedudukan. Dia start dengan x1 dulu. Baru betul susunan kita nak susun matrix. Saya tukarkan position dia. Macam tu. So, yang bawah ni pun tukar juga. Oh, betul matrix ni kan. Siapa yang keliru, tertanya-tanya tu, rasa macam susah tu, kena go back to the matrix. Matrix, vector matrix. Okay, kita dapat x1, x2, x1 dot, x2 dot. So, this is state. This is state. And this is the matrix of the constant lah. Ini constant dalam ni. Lepas tu, another state, x1, x2, okay. So, kita boleh translate ini dalam bentuk matrix. Kalau ada kesilapan kat situ, bagi tahu. Check balik. Negative k over m. Betul. Okay. So, itu contoh yang pertama. Contoh untuk spring mass damper system. Second one is contoh dalam tempoh 40 minit selesaikan yang ni. Second one is contoh untuk RLC circuit like this. I have a current source, capacitor across the current source, the output, and I have an inductor here. Okay, the sort of circuit, which is this is C, this is L, this is R. And the current through L is IL. The current through C is IC. And of course, voltage across C is VC. Okay. And voltage output is V0. And input current source is UT, which is this is current source. Okay. We have this particular RLC network or RLC circuit. Okay, let us define for this case. First thing first, what we need to do is to define the state of this system. Okay, let us define the state of this RLC system as x1, x2. Okay, the first thing is we define the state, which is x1. We consider it as the capacitor voltage. Capacitor voltage, which is x2, we define as inductor current. So for the inductor, we do the voltage, Kirchhoff voltage law apa semua. Untuk inductor, Li kan. Untuk capacitor 1 over C, V. Okay. So capacitor voltage VC. And then untuk X2, inductor current IL. So we define that first. Okay. Kat mana IL dengan VC tu? IL ke sini. Current that pass through L. Okay. And then VC is the voltage across capacitor. Now for this particular case, we apply KCL, Kirchhoff current law. So we apply Kirchhoff current law because we have current source here. Current ni akan masuk dan pecah dua, IL, IC. So if we apply Kirchhoff current law, we start from UT, dia akan pecah dua, which is IC plus IL. Okay. So IC is C dVc dt. Okay, C dVc dt, the rate of change of voltage across capacitor times the capacitance is current, current that pass through the capacitor. So if IC is C dVc dt, we can substitute this IC, so that it becomes, yang term IC tu akan jadi C dVc dt plus IL. So nampak dari sini, dalam equation ni kita dah sampai kepada yang kita define ni, untuk kita substitute kepada X1 dan X2. So ada VC, which is X1, IL is related to X2. Okay. So let's say I rearrange this equation first. Untuk kita letakkan X dengan X1, X2 variable tu sebelah kiri. So that kita nak letakkan yang ni kan sebelah kiri kan. Betul tak? Kita nak letak yang ni sebelah kiri. Matrix form tadi, ingat tak? So, yang ada derivatif tu, kita letak sebelah kiri lah. C dVc dt is equals to ut minus IL. Betul? Cek balik ah. Betul tak? Alright. Tadi kita apply KCL. Dia buat kerja lagi kat sebelah. Bunyi lagi sekali lagi. Ganggu saya kat sini lah. Kat sana tak ganggu eh. Okay. So, second thing we apply KVL pula. KVL tu apa? Kirchhoff voltage law. So, we define the voltage across L as L dIL dt. Voltage across R is RIL equals to VC. Tengok balik circuit tu. VC adalah VL tambah VR kan. VL tambah VR adalah VC. Okay. Untuk loop yang tu. So we apply KVL there. Then we rearrange this. Put variable yang potentially akan jadi X2 ni. Derivative of X2. Derivative variable. Kita letak sebelah kiri. Iaitu yang ni lah. Masih lagi yang ni. So L dIL dt letak belah kiri. Sebelah sana saya akan letak RIL plus VC. Okay. So dah ada nampak tak? Dua equation kat sini. Satu yang ni. Satu yang ini. Dua equation. That is for the input. Yang merah dua equation ni is the input. Not input lah. This is the state equation. State variable equation. Sekarang ni yang tadi tak ada output. Yang ni saya nak write satu lagi equation which is the output. Ada tak output dalam ni? Output adalah V naught. So how do we relate V naught? V naught. So how do we relate V naught? So V naught is defined as RIL. V naught is voltage across R saja. Okay, V naught adalah voltage across R. So V naught adalah RIL. Ni IL lah. Dia IL ni sebenarnya dia melalu kawasan ni juga. Dia lalu kawasan pula. Dia lalu R juga. IL. Nampak tak? So V naught equals to RILT. So yang tadi state equation, this is output equation. So kita ada dua itu state equation and output equation. So from these two, alamak, guna warna merah sekali lagi. From these two, saya nak buat connection kat sini. Let us rewrite in the form of so that we can replace with x1, xt. Rewrite the form of state equation that we can easily substitute x1 and x2. So saya nak rewrite yang dua equation tu dalam bentuk dIL dt mana tadi dalam bentuk dVc dt dIL dt sebelah kiri, supaya saya dapat dx1 dot, supaya saya dapat dx1 dt dengan dx2 dt. Okay, so daripada yang atas ni, yang ni, okay, saya keluarkan, saya nak ni je, saya nak dVc dt yang capacitance tu saya hantar sebelah sana. Okay, 1 over C ut in this case minus 1 over C IL. Nampak? 1 over C mana tadi? Ini. 1 over C ut minus 1 over C IL. Itu yang pertama. Untuk dIL dt pula. Okay, dIL dt iaitu equation yang ni. Equation ni. Okay. Saya letak L sebelah sana. Supaya yang tinggal adalah dIL dt sahaja. So, it becomes negative R over L IL plus 1 over L VC. Barulah kita substitute. Substitute X1 and X2 dalam equation ni. Ini first order derivative tak macam tadi. Tadi ada second order derivative Yang ni first order derivative, so that we can just directly substitute di VC as X1, IL as X2. Directly substitute in this equation, which is this one is X1, this one is X2. Substitute aja. So dx1 dt tulisan equals to 1 over C ut minus 1 over C IL. IL is X2, right? IL is X2. 1 over C X2 lah. Okay. Yang second one, dx2 dt equals to negative r over L. IL adalah x2 plus 1 over L. VC adalah x1. Alright. So, nampak tak? So, dia dah jadi satu keadaan yang kita boleh tukar kepada matrix. Which is in this case, we can just transform this into matrix form. So, we rearrange this equation dx1 dt, yang bawah dx2 dt equals to saya nak letak x1 dululah sebelah kiri . So let's say for this particular case, sebenarnya kosong x1 minus 1 over c x2 plus 1 over c ut. Okay, kita nak susun x1 x2 ni. Ini x variable, ini u variable. Kita nak susun macam tu. Dan x2 disusun x1, x2 and so on. So untuk yang atas ni pula 1 over L x1 minus R L x2 plus, actually we have sebenarnya adalah u punya tu ut. Ada variable u kat situ. Tapi variable tu kosong lah. So I have rearranged this so that I can transform this into matrix, which is x1 dot x2 dot goes to matrix of x vector of 0, negative 1 over c, 1 over L, negative R over L, plus u variable, input variable, 1 over c and 0 untuk ut. Okay. So, saya dah tukar dalam bentuk tu lah. Nampak? So, ada derivative which is the rate of change, the state and the input. So, this is the rate of change kita panggil. This is the state. This is the input. Okay. So that is for state equation. What about the output equation? Tadi ada output. For output from V naught equals to RIL. Mana ada output? Ni. Ni output. For this output, we rewrite it juga. We rewrite this output. For the output, say from V naught tadi output is asalnya V naught equals to RIL. So kita nak tukar dalam bentuk X juga. Okay, let's say Y1. Tadi X1, X2. So output kita kena define jugalah. Kita kena define juga. Say Y1 T is the output signal. Biasanya output signal satu je. Y1 T equals to V naught equals to RIL. So IL is X2. IL ni sebenarnya X2. So output kita boleh tulis y1 t equals to r x2. So from here, apa yang kita boleh translate daripada state variable equations ni, state space equations ni, daripada equation ni, yang ni daripada ini, this equation and this equation, using this equation and using this equation, and the initial condition tadi, daripada definition tadi menggunakan state variable equation yang ni, dan initial condition, dan input juga, we can determine the output of the dynamic system. With the input and the dynamic state system tadi. Dynamic system state ni, yang ni lah, dynamic system state. Okay, input yang ni, input. So dynamic system state semua sekali lah, ini sekali dengan input, dan initial condition we set, katalah t equals to 0, we can determine the future of the state. We can determine the output. Alright. Sampai kat situ habis. So yang ni betul lah, check balik saya nak check kat sini. Okay, X ini matrix X ini matrix sebenarnya dia akan jadi X matrix tu saya boldkan. So this one is X1 X2 Dalam kes ni X1 dengan X2 sajalah. N sama dengan 2 Okay. So output ni juga kita boleh tulis dalam bentuk matrix. Output kita boleh tulis dalam bentuk matrix. Y is 0 R X X ni juga X1 X2 lah. So X1 ni kosong, X2 jadi RX2. Alright. So let's say for this particular case, we try pick up random number. Let's say when resistance is 3, inductance is 1, and capacitance is half. So if we substitute this to this matrix, kita substitute L, R, and C dalam matrix ni, kita akan dapat state variable equation of X dot X dot 1, X dot 2, 0, negatif 2, 1, negatif 3. Kalau kita substitute semua lah. Dan ni adalah matrix X plus matrix 2, 0 dan input U. Okay. Remember sebelum ni state variable tu apa? State variable tu adalah, tadi by definition susah nak faham State variable tu adalah ni lah variable ni. Semua variable ni. State variable ni ada semua variable ni. Lepas tu state vector. State vector adalah ini vector untuk U kan. Ini state vector untuk U. Ini state vector. Yang kolom ni sebenarnya vektor lah. Ni untuk X1. Ni untuk. Ni adalah state vector X2. Iaitu negative 2, 3. Negative 2, negative 3 adalah state vector x2. Yang ni adalah state vector x1 dengan nilai 0, 1. Okay, state variable the whole thing. State variable adalah the whole thing. State space ni n-dimensional system. Let's say in this case, the state space is n equals to 2. N equals to 2 space. Maknanya 2-dimensional space. Alright. If for more complex model, it could be 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, so and so on lah. Okay. Of course lah. Sekarang network pun daripada 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G dah. Nak masuk 5G dah kan? Ada dah phone yang dah support 5 generation network. So kita nak deal with more complex system, kita kena deal dengan higher order dimensions lah. Mathematics. So that's why mathematics is important for you to establish, to understand before we go through more complex applications. Let's say in this case, we are talking about control system. Alright, ya. Saya dah settle semua ni. Okay. Saya nak tunjuk satu example sebenarnya dalam buku Ogata. Dalam tempoh 10 minit lagi, saya tunjuk satu example. Yang ini dah selesai tadi ya. Yang ini dah selesai. Ini sedikit teori lah, state variable teori. Okey, saya nak besarkan inilah, nak explain sikit ya. Full screen mode. For the state differential equation ini, let's say the response of the system is described by a set of first order differential equation. Tadi yang second order tu kita define dulu x1, x2 supaya kita dapat tukar dia kepada first order. Okay, so kita kumpulkan dalam bentuk first order differential equation. So we write it in terms of the state variable x1, x2, x3, xn, which is this x1, x2 sampailah xn ini. A tu dia punya constant lah, A tu apa-apalah constant lah. Tadi resistance, capacitance and inductance kan. Okay, so x1 itu susun macam ni dan dia punya state derivative and also the input. So kita boleh tulis dia dalam bentuk ni lah, dalam bentuk ni. Seperti mana yang tadi lah, kita tulis dalam bentuk x1 dot, x2 dot. Kita ada 2 dimension saja tadi dengan x1, x2 variable tambah dengan b input, yang mana x dot ni adalah dx dt lah, which is we use the dot notation. Remember dot notation we use in when we study about machine, electrical machines ada juga, ataupun mechanics, mechanics ada. So engineering mechanics, engineering mechanics, calculus, engineering maths. 3 asas, engineering mechanics, engineering maths and calculus. Campur semua masuk dalam. Lepas tu, so this set of simultaneous differential equation can be written in matrix form as follows. Tadi dalam contoh tadi, kita dah tunjukkan macam mana kita boleh tukar dalam bentuk matrix. Macam ni matrix. Which is, kolom ni sebenarnya adalah dia punya vektor. Untuk x1, x2 sampai xn ini adalah vektor. Vektor. Vektor x. Vektor x Oh, saya kena patah balik yang tadi. Yang ni, this is not vector. This is not column vector. That is the constant value. Negative 2, 3 ni. Kalau X1 ni, X1 dia punya vektor adalah 0, negatif 2, X1. Kalau X2, 1, 1, negatif 3, X2. Betul lah. Hmm. 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 Dia kembali macam tu lah. Kembali macam tadi ya. Sebenarnya vektor tu adalah yang ni. Ni vektor. Vector that represents x1, x2, xn for example. U1, U2. Okay. Yang ni U saja, tidak ada 1, 2 lah. Yang ni 2 dimension. Yang ni yang ni single dimension juga column vector. So vector tu yang ni vector is state vector tu x lah, x state vector. Ini sampai 4 adalah dia punya dimension. Sampai 4 ni ada ni, dalam ni adalah dia punya dimension. Okay, back to the explanation tadi. So kita boleh susun in the form of this form, which is derivative on the left hand side and state variable of the states x1, x2 and so forth, and also the input u1 until um kat sini ya. Then the column matrix consisting of the state variable is called the state vector. Column matrix ni adalah state vector. Maksudnya yang tadilah. Yang tadi tu x ini adalah state vector. X ini adalah state vector. Okay. Ini 2 dimension. So nampak sikit. Dia kena banyak dimension. Full screen mode. So the column matrix x1, x2, xn ini adalah state vector. Similarly, this is also the state vector of the derivative of x. And then ini adalah state vector bagi u. State vector bagi u. So dalam case tadi, kita ada sehingga n sama dengan 2 saja. Maknanya x1, x2. Okay. Okay. So column vector x adalah state vector and we can represent the state differential equation as x dot ax plus bu. A adalah matrix tadilah. Ini A matrix, ini B matrix. A matrix, B matrix, ini vektor. U dengan X ni adalah vektor. Okay, so this is the state differential equation. Similarly for the output, also we can rewrite it in the form of y equals to cx plus du, which is C dengan D adalah matrix lah. C dengan D adalah matrix, X dengan U adalah vektor. Y also vector. Okay. So saya nak pergi yang ni, tapi masa dah nak habis. Saya akan sambung untuk discuss yang ni sikit lagi. So, yang tadi ni, how do we write X ni? Yang ni kan, sebenarnya kita boleh tulis balik. X ini dalam bentuk macam ni ya. X1, X2. So this is vector X. This is vector X lah. This is column. Kalau matrix tu, X itu adalah state vector. So this is state vector. Sama juga dengan previous example. X ni, X1, X2, ni adalah state vector. Ya, state vector. Oh, banyak map saja hari ni. Okay. So saya nak pergi yang ni. So saya pause dulu untuk. So this is example that I have taken from Ogata book, which is about the mechanical system, which is very similar to the spring mass damper system. And it is actually the spring mass damper system. We found it in Dorf book. But this one is Ogata, which is the drawing looks a bit different. But it is actually the spring mass damper system juga. Yeah, we have a mass here attached to a spring with K constant of the spring, and this mass is applied by a force of UT, and it has some damping. Like this is the friction, which is B is the friction, damping system here, and then Y is the displacement. When we push this M with U, so we will see that up and down movement of the M, which is the displacement is represented by YT. So YT here is the output. So we have learned this before in the spring mass damper system until we have the ordinary differential equation of the spring mass damper system, which is the second order derivative of y, which is the second order differential equation here, my double dot plus by dot plus ky equals to u, which is this is the representation of the differential equation, second order differential equation of the spring mass damper system. So in Ogata book, it represents the equation in the form of dot notation here. Okay, so we have this sort of system, which is the spring mass damper system, which is looks like this. Let me just draw with my hand drawing here. Spring mass damper system with A is the constant of the spring. We have mass M of the object. This object is subjected to the force of UT. Okay, and when I push this object M with UT, and actually this object is before that, this object is connected to a piston-like system. This is a piston-like system that give resistance, damping for this system. Connected like that. You can imagine that this spring mass damper system, as I said earlier, it is like a damping spring damper system, spring damper for the car, example, just like that. So we can come up the differential equation. Sorry, I didn't write anything for the displacement, which is YT, displacement because of the force acting on this M. So displacement YT is the output. So we can draw the equation from this system as my double dot plus by dot plus ky equals to u. So this is second order differential equation. Second order differential equation of the spring mass damper system. So now to change this differential equation into the state variable equation, what we do, the first thing first is we define the state variables. We define the state variables. Let's define state variable x1t, x2t. Okay, for this system, we define x1t and x2t as the state variable. Let's say I'm gonna put x1t here, x1t here as yt, and then x2t as y dot t. Let's say for this second one, if I take the second derivative, the first derivative, if I take the first derivative of this one as 2 dot, it equals to y double dot, right? Kenapa saya nak dapatkan y double dot? Because dalam equation ni ada y double dot. Okay. So, for this one, for example, if I take x1 dot t, it equals to y dot t juga, kan? So y dot t is actually this one, which is equals to x2 t. Alright. So for that state equations, we can rewrite the state equations as x1 dot equals to x2, x2 dot equals to negative k over m. From this equation, saya simplify. Let me just tunjuk. Sebelum state equation tu tadi, sebenarnya daripada sini, daripada yang ini, daripada yang ini, let's say I'm going to further derive this. It becomes my double dot equals to negative by dot negative ky plus u. Kita nak letakkan semua sebelah kanan. So y, sorry, bukan kat situ, kat sini. Y double dot negative b over m y dot minus k over m y plus 1 over m u. Wow, y over m u. Okay. One over mu. So yang ni lah sebenarnya kita dapat yang tu. Kita boleh susunlah state equation tadi. State equation kita susun balik. So state equations x1 equals to x2, x1 dot equals to x2, x2 dot equals to yang ni. X2 dot is x2 dot is y double dot, right? So kita boleh ganti saja. So x2 dot is negative k over m x1 minus b over m x2 plus 1 over m u. And then that is the input, that is the state equations. Then output equation, is simply y equals to x1. Y equals to x1. This one, y equals to x1. So we have state equations and output. Now we can change this into matrix form. Which is this one x1 dot x2 dot goes to 0, 1, negative k over m, negative b over m. So sebenarnya yang ni sebenarnya kita letak sama dengan x yang kolom vektor x tu kan. So sebenarnya dia ada kosong x1 ni plus x2 plus kosong u. Macam tu lah. Patutnya macam tu lah. Okay. So that bila kita susun dalam matrix tu, nampak jelas. So this one is vector, state vector for x, which is x1 and x2 plus kosong dengan 1 over m untuk u. So that is the state equation in the metric form. Okay. And then also the output in the metric form. Similarly, we can write it for like that. So this is input. Let me just write. This is input. It's not input. This is the state equation. And this one is the output equation. So in standard form, we can let's say this one, we can just write it as ax plus bu, and that is the state equation. For y is c x plus du, that is for the output. So here, if we closely look at this, A is the matrix of 0, negative k over m, 1, negative b over m. So B is another matrix of 0, 1 over m. So C is matrix 1, 0, and D is matrix of 0, 0 matrix. So that's it. In general form or in standard form, we can represent it like that. So we have solved for the spring mass damper system for this particular example from Ogata's book, which is the spring mass damper system. We can start from this differential equation of spring mass damper system, second order differential equation. Here we define the state variable first, which is x1 and x2, the state variable, and then after that what we do is we organize it like this: x1 equals yt, x2 is y dot t, so that we can reduce the second order derivative to the only the first order derivative lah. Right? Then when we define like that, then we can further organize this. All right. So we can rearrange this equation to the state equation. So remember, the state equation should have x1 dot and x2 dot on the left hand side, and the rest is state variable, state variable of x1 and x2, and also the input u. And the output equation, similarly, we can rearrange in the similar manner. And then after that, finally, for the equation here, we can transform it into matrix form like this. And this matrix form, we can rewrite this in the standard form like this. Okay, in the standard form like this. Actually, this x is not a normal x, is actually a vector x. Similarly, for this y, also vector y. I will bold it, mean that that is the vector. So we can represent this in the form of block diagram. In the form of block diagram like this. Okay, I'll start with input u and output y, which is y equals to x1. That is the output. And let's say from input u, this is 1 over m. Okay, 1 over m for input u here. 1 over m for input u. Okay, so summing point smaller one plus minus. Okay, I have the block here. I have block. This is x2 dot. The x2 dot block goes to the integral block. This is x2. This is another integral block. Not s, that is the integral. This is another block here. B over m constant. And feedback. In between, we have another block. So, all right, like that. This block is k over m. So if you have a check back, this is actually plus. You can redraw that into a block diagram like this. Block diagram like this. That represents the state equations and also the output. State equation and the output. Okay, state equation and the output here. You can represent this in the form of block diagram. You can represent this in the form of ke bawah sekali. In the form of block diagram like this. Benda dah ganteng. Okay. So that's it. So habislah untuk topik yang kedua. That covers from 2.1 until 2.7 state variable model. So habis kat sini saja. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stop recorder.